Explosive audio of Trump lawyer Michael Cohen threatening a reporter has leaked. Cohen calling himself Trump's fixer, and certainly here we see some of the dirty work. He's known to carry a gun in his holster on an ankle. So when he makes threats, people listen. Now, this is the first time you're actually going to hear the audio. This is from a 2015 story from then Daily Beast reporter Tim Mak that was discussing the fact that in divorce proceedings, Trump's ex-wife Ivana had used the word rape when talking about Trump, although she had later retracted any suggestion that there was a technical or physical rape. Now, the reporter had called Hope Hicks for comment, then got this angry call back from Cohen. It begins in this discussion, which you have to hear to believe, with Cohen falsely asserting the idea that legally one could not, quote, rape one's own wife, which the reporter pushed back on, and then this happened.
I know where you're going with this stupid story, and I know what you're planning on doing. And if there's any inference whatsoever, whether it's in the headline or any aspect of your article that indicates a rape, and I don't care about some small line that you're going to throw in somewhere, mark my words for it, I will make sure that you and I meet one day while we're in the courthouse, and I will take you for every penny you still don't have, and I will come after you, Daily Beast, and everybody else that you possibly know. Do not even think about going to where I know you're planning on going. And that's my warning for the day.
Michael, besides the warning, do you have a substantive comment that I can include in my piece that reflects your views on this?
I have no views because there's no story.
No story. Now, the reporter then presses Cohen for anything else on these Ivana allegations.
You write whatever you want, but rest assured, like I told Univision and like I told everybody else in the past, you could certainly look it up online. I swear as God and my children, I will find you, I will serve you personally, and I will be nothing but happy when I turn around and I get a judgment for defamation against you and the paper you work for. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Michael,
What you 24 freaking years old? You want you to destroy your life? It'll be my privilege to serve it to you on a freaking silver platter. Like I did that idiot from Pennsylvania to Miss USA because I think she's dumber than she is.
You are hearing unvarnished how Michael Cohen rolls. Now, in these new audio tapes, which again have just come out tonight, the reporter then tells Cohen he doesn't think that this is a productive conversation and asks what is being misinterpreted.
Do you think that I'm misinterpreting some of the facts here?
You know you are. Listen, my friend, don't be a smartass with me. Do you understand?
I'm giving you an opportunity.
I know you. I don't need your opportunity, you little. I know exactly who you are, and I know exactly what you do, and I know exactly the story you plan on writing. So I'm warning you. Tread very lightly, because what I'm going to do to you is going to be disgusting. Do you understand me? Don't think you're going to hide behind your pen, because it's not going to happen.
Look,
I'm more than happy to discuss it with your attorney and with your legal counsel, because you're going to need it.
I'm joined by Betsy Woodruff of the Daily Beast. Hi, Betsy.
Hey, Ari.
How you doing?
It's quite a piece of audio there. I work at the Daily Beast. I was working at the Daily Beast when Tim Mak put out that story a couple of years ago. And the really funny thing about it was the fact that Michael Cohen went on this really extraordinary rant only got the story more attention. In fact, Michael Cohen, who is sometimes portrayed as this genius fixer, made things worse for his client because he added to the story. The story became not just that Donald Trump made his wife feel violated during sex, according to divorce papers, but also that Donald Trump's lawyer launched these ridiculous, over-the-top, almost cartoon movie threats at a reporter. So he gave us two stories rather than one.
You're a seasoned reporter, and you may look at it as somewhat cartoonish. As I mentioned in the open, though, this was a person working for someone with a lot of money and resources and power as compared to the type of people they were picking on, whether it was Stormy Daniels, at least as alleged, or this reporter here. That power imbalance is something Mr. Cohen seems to try to underscore in the most serious way, of saying this person's entire career is at risk. And with regard to ruining his life, I want to play a little more of this. Take a listen.
Rest assured, you will suffer the consequence. So you do whatever you want. You want to your life at the age of 20? I don't know a nicer way to put it. I think you should go ahead and you should write the story that you plan on writing. I think you should do it. Because I think you're an idiot. All right? And I think your paper is a joke. And it's going to be my absolute pleasure to serve you with a $500 million lawsuit like I told I did to Univision.
This audio leaks tonight, Betsy, at a time when over 1 million pieces of evidence from Michael Cohen's office and private records, including alleged audio tapes, is going over to the feds. What does this audio indicate, in your view, as a reporter, and as you mentioned, someone who was at the same paper, about what other things might be memorialized here and whether it's going to hurt Cohen?
I think we can safely guess that Cohen probably recorded himself having conversations like this. If you listen to that conversation, it doesn't sound like it's the first time that Cohen leveled very over-the-top threats at somebody who he didn't like, someone who was trying to get not to follow through on something that he was worried about. And one thing I'd like to add here is that these threats from Cohen ended up to be entirely toothless. Tim Mak, the reporter who was on the other end of that conversation, never got served. There was no $500 million lawsuit. We never got roped up into some costly or life-altering legal battle with Michael Cohen. It was entirely toothless. It didn't go anywhere. I think what we can probably guess is that if the tapes that Michael Avenatti says do exist, they likely include conversations along the lines of this one, and it's going to be up to people to judge what that says about Michael Cohen's character and credibility and integrity.
Betsy, I don't know how busy you are. Do you have time for one more part of the tape?
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's go ahead.
You write a story that has Mr. Trump's name in it with the word rape, and I'm going to mess your life up for the rest. For as long as you're on this freaking planet, I'm going to turn around. You're going to have judgments against you for so much money, you'll never know how to get out from underneath it.
That's the last one, Betsy.
Look, I was at a beach house with Tim Mak this past weekend. I can report back that his life is going perfectly fine. It has not been messed up by Michael Cohen. The reality is that when bullies come at reporters like this, the best thing reporters and journalists can do is take some pleasure in the toothlessness and the sometimes amusing quality of the way that these people talk. And at the Daily Beast, we were really proud to go forward to publish a story that ended up being an electric, a really galvanizing moment in the campaign, and a story that helps people make sense of the character of Donald Trump and of Michael Cohen. We stood up to this bully, and it worked out perfectly fine for us, worked out perfectly fine for Tim Mak, and we are grateful to the lawyers who work at the Daily Beast for helping us make sense and helping navigate us through the entire process.